for tuning into this edition of Positively Montana. I'm Hallie Schwinnard. Each week we travel the state looking for stories that inspire, people helping others and doing good in our communities. Let's begin with a Livingston landmark getting a second chance and a $250,000 boost to help bring it back to life. The iconic KPRK radio station, once a staple in the community, is now on the road to restoration thanks to a major historic preservation grant.
The historic KPRK radio station may soon be retaking its spot at the heart of the Livingston community thanks to a major preservation grant.
Okay, KPRK, mornings, evenings, dun dun. I can't remember the next lyric. And it's like Shakespeare in the Park, poetry, cooking shows. You know, it's pretty silly.
Andrew Feltenstein is the current owner of KPRK. He moved to Park County 14 years ago, but says, like many others, has felt connected to Montana since the moment he first visited.
I didn't want to see this place, Livingston. I think like a lot of us, it means something to each of us individually. And for me, it's kind of saved my life. It's changed my life.
Despite the work it will take to restore the building, Andrew says the project is worth it.
The best thing I can do is take actions and try to save things that mean a lot to a lot of people.
On June 18th, the Montana Department of Commerce announced that $250,000 would be granted to KPRK as a part of the Montana Historic Preservation Grant Program, helping to fund the road to restoration.
But you'll come in here, you open the store up, there's a window here, there's glass here, and there's glass here. These are isolation booths. So what happens in here is, this is the main control room. So whether it's a DJ or an engineer, if I'm doing the show and I'm here, I'm live.
Restoration will include the historic spire that has marked the building for nearly 60 years. And after a unanimous decision by the Livingston City Commission in 2023, an amphitheater will be built behind the building.
The artist is like here, playing under the tower.
Long known for its rich art community, Park County has inspired writers, painters, and musicians. Andrew says he wants to provide a space for these voices to be heard and invest in local talent.
We're going to put the microphone up, and I hope, and we're going to invite them all to come out and speak. It's not going to be one singular voice. It's literally the microphone and the voice of the community.
Visit our website to learn more about this project and how you can get involved. In Livingston, Heaven Van, MTN News.
In a town of just over 100 people on Montana's Highline, a unique summer program is Bridging Worlds. Two teenagers from New York City have traveled nearly 2,000 miles to bring a mindfulness curriculum to students in Dodson, teaching lessons in empathy, confidence, and connection.
From the outside, this school in Dodson might not look that unique, but what's happening on the inside stands out, not just in Montana, but across the country. In a town of just over 100 people, it might surprise you to find two teens from New York City leading a summer camp.
So we have a lot of new people. Can we get some names?
This small school on the Highline has become the only home outside the tri-state area for a one-of-a-kind program.
It was a coincidence in New York City.
A chance encounter in a hotel lobby in New York brought two families together, and soon the boys' parents were flying to Montana to see the community for themselves.
Realized it really was a big family coming together to help these kids succeed. And they jumped right on board. Would you be interested in this happiness curriculum? This is what our son's doing.
It's called Happiness Initiative by Peers, a mindfulness program rooted in empathy and emotional awareness.
So we thought that this mindfulness curriculum could especially help them in that environment, learning to control your emotions, navigate your emotions, learn to, navigate your thoughts.
Through games, science, storytelling, and reflection,
let's take a nice big inhale through the nose.
Students are discovering new ways to connect their environment, their emotions, and their choices.
Yeah, they're really fun. They teach us stuff and how to debate about if dogs are better than cats.
to know that, like, if you're kind towards others, then the same thing will happen towards you.
How if you do good things, they'll always come back, and always stay calm.
But the lessons go beyond staying calm. The kids feel more confident and more connected to the world outside their small community.
Our main goal was to open up their eyes to the outer world, right? Because they've lived here their whole lives. They don't really get a lot of chances to travel.
Yeah, it's really cool to me because people my age showing that I can do it maybe one day.
Reminding these students that inspiration can be found in even the most unexpected places.
It's empowering them to be so much more independent and so much more confident with who they are. And their opinion is valued, and they should always take that with them, that they do have a voice.
In Dodson, Kate McEwen, MTN News.
A small school district on the High Line is making big strides when it comes to literacy. In Valier, staff and students have been working hard to boost reading skills and test scores, and the work is paying off. Now, with the help of a major federal grant, those efforts are about to get a significant boost.
The Valier School is receiving part of a $1.25 million grant in order to improve reading and test scores among its students.
The state has multiple factors when determining which schools are eligible for the Montana Reads Literacy Grant.
What are your free and reduced lunch numbers? What are your scores look like? And that just gets you on that list to go ahead and be eligible.
Superintendent and principal of the Valier School District, Josh Reed, says that the Valier School has been on the list for a few grant cycles due to their reading and writing scores, but this is the first time they formally applied.
It is a lot of work, right? And not everybody's comfortable with grant writing.
This year, the Valier School was selected.
For that first year in total, that'll be $185,000 to go ahead and spend.
That is nearly an additional 10% of the school's budget the first year, which will be used to expand summer school, offer an after-school program, and hire a full-time reading interventionist.
We have so many kids in K through third grade who are slightly below or significantly below reading levels, and we know that if that persists past third grade, it's likely to persist the rest of their lives.
The grant was written by Paige Anto, who did not initially expect it to be accepted.
It was a competitive grant, supposedly. That's what we were told, at least.
But nearly 40 pages and multiple months later, that wasn't the case.
I was a little surprised, actually. We're so small here that I thought they were going to kind of prioritize grants from other districts.
And they believe this is only the beginning, as they will continue to search for more grant opportunities in the future.
Everybody's kind of seeing the positive effects of this already. There's a lot of excitement and energy to get some of the programs in the grant going.
In Valier, I'm Tommy Lynch, MTN News.
As temperatures rise this summer, so does the effort to keep kids in Great Falls nourished and fed. A food truck powered by Great Falls Public Schools and partners like the USDA and No Child Hungry Montana is rolling into parks and school lots, serving up free meals to any child who needs one. No sign up, no questions, just a meal and a smile.
Make sure you take a fruit and a vegetable. There you go. Thank you for your manners.
As summer heats up, so does the effort to keep local kids nourished.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I'm standing in front of one of Great Falls Public Schools' bright green food trucks on the front line of their summer lunch program, rolling out free meals for kids.
How about an apple? Yeah. There you go.
During the school year, about 40% of students receive free or reduced price lunches. So this program addresses a summer-long effort to make sure no child goes hungry.
Thank you. Got cheese stick.
Stopping at parks, schools, and neighborhoods to feed breakfast and lunch to any child under the age of 18, and some have come to rely on it.
Since it started, my mom has been doing it. Yeah, it's been actually pretty good.
At lunchtime, dozens of children line up patiently outside West Elementary, whether they are participating in a summer daycare program or are just there to grab a sack lunch.
There's a lot of kids that really do need it.
But for those inside the truck, this is just one of their many daily stops.
For the most part, for the summer schools and a lot of walk-ups from the parks.
Last summer, nearly 70,000 meals were served, and this year the district is on track to do even more, handing out an average of 360 lunches per day.
Today was a little more, maybe 30 or 40 more.
And on the weekends, the program hands out backpacks of food to take home for children who need extra support.
A lot of times they'll stop by and say thank you, and they really appreciate it. It helps them out.
Any child can receive a free lunch this summer through August 14th. For a schedule of where to find the lunch truck, visit our website. In Great Falls, I'm Anissa Coomer, MTN News.
There is a shortage of childcare opportunities nationwide. Montana itself has long been considered a childcare desert, but Ravalli County is taking steps to increase access and help alleviate at least some worries for parents. And they're doing it through grant funding that will offset costs for businesses to join the new Ravalli Child Care Advantage program.
The child care crisis is a nationwide thing. Of course, we feel it in the state of Montana, and of course, we feel it at the local rural area of Ravalli County.
A lack of child care has many impacts on a community.
Families are having to make the very tough decision between having an income, earning a living, and finding quality child care. Our providers have the strain of rising costs and juggling the staffing needs and capacity.
The Bitterroot Early Learning Network believes this interconnected problem needs innovative solutions.
Ravalli Child Care Advantage, or RCCA, is a program to help bridge the gap.
If a business joins RCCA, childcare becomes an additional benefit employees can choose, like dental or vision.
Buying into this amazing program, in turn, that funding supports child care providers, help pay for overhead costs.
To help RCCA off the ground by making it easier for businesses to participate, the Bitterroot Valley Chamber of Commerce and Roots to Rise Collective have received $70,000 in grant funding from 0 to 5 Montana,
covering the business's program costs. So being able to provide this benefit to their employees at a very low rate.
Employees will be able to select which programs they're interested in for their kids and be offered priority waitlist status when spots aren't immediately available.
So it's from Florence to Darby, it's the entire county.
Employees can choose which participating facility they may want to participate or enroll their child in, depending on their specific family desires.
Interested childcare providers can attend a picnic in Stevensville on Thursday the 26th. And if you're part of a business that's interested in more information, you can visit our website. In Hamilton, Emily Brown, MTN News.
Still to come on this edition of Positively Montana, he's the kind of volunteer every community dreams of. And in Billings, Terry Struck is just about everywhere. From sorting donations to lifting spirits, see how one man is spending his retirement giving back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Positively Montana. You won't find Terry Struck sitting still for long. The longtime Billings resident is on a mission to give back to the community he's called home for more than 50 years. From Habitat for Humanity to family service, Terry's volunteer work takes him all over town, bringing energy, passion, and a sense of purpose to every place he serves.
Doing volunteer work at different places gives me a purpose to get up in the morning and go someplace.
There aren't many days that you won't find Terry Struck getting up and volunteering someplace. On this day, he's helping out at the Habitat for Humanity Restore.
When they come in, we have to do something with them. We don't know if they work or not, so they all have to be tested.
Terry does everything from helping customers to moving merchandise to cleaning and testing some of the donated items sold to build homes for low-income families.
I get to work with the customers. I get to work with a lot of the other help here. And I get to see all the items that come in that I still have an interest in. My wife tells me she's not going to give me any money, though, because I keep buying stuff and bringing it home.
Terry is such an amazing volunteer. I mean, his work ethic, he's reliable. I mean, any nonprofit would just be blessed to have him.
You'll also find him volunteering each week at Family Service.
I work directly with the people that are recipients.
At Billings Police Crime Prevention Center.
We're saving the taxpayers ton of money.
He also volunteers regularly at Alberta Bear, as well as for nearly a dozen other events and fundraisers that help others in the community, often beside his wife, Patty.
You know how when you got a job, you got to be at the same desk or the same little area every day? Every day I get to go someplace new. I get to meet so many different people from all walks of life.
A voracious volunteer, giving his time and making a difference.
He doesn't show up because he has to. He just shows up because he genuinely cares about making Billings a better community. I mean, he's really inspiring.
I lived in this community for over 50 years now, so, you know, I want it to be a nice area to live in. And so that's why I do what I do. And
in Billings, Russ Riesinger, MTN News.
For over 26 miles, runners in the Missoula Marathon see everything from scenic views to small-town charm. They hear everything, too, from traffic on Interstate 90 to the Bitterroot River, even modern jazz.
This year, I'm going to move this piano out to somewhere in the Big Flat neighborhood, in someone's front yard, and basically just be playing the piano as people run by. I am still thinking about maybe bringing a microphone and like singing some songs, but I really haven't decided. I moved the piano for it last year, and Gary told me that this is probably going to be his last year and that he was probably going to throw my name in there. I'm one of the few guys in town that can get a piano out there. I've played piano basically my whole life. I play and sing downtown and with a few bands in town. My personal reasons are actually twofold. I'm a runner myself. I ran the marathon 2 years ago, and I've ran a lot of Run Wild events. You know, my job is like serving the musical community, and this sort of feels like my version of like how I can volunteer for the community in my own niche way.
Still to come on this edition of Positively Montana, they're known for battling flames, but Billings firefighters while serving up something a bit different. Pickleball took center court as crews swapped boots for paddles to raise money for a cause close to their hearts. That story right after the break. Welcome back to Positively Montana. Billings firefighters took part in a good cause, raising money for those affected by fires around the community. The 3-day pickleball tournament showed how they're making a difference on and off duty.
Outside their everyday uniform.
It's been awesome knowing that other people are putting it out there for us.
Billings firefighters going head to head.
Nothing that we couldn't overcome to make this happen.
In a game of pickleball. Giving back to the community.
We get to help people at work every single day, but a lot of times it's not enough.
Ben Jars, president of the board, excited to see people coming together.
It's awesome to see some of the younger firefighters stepping up and filling the roles and doing the work to raise money to help people.
To join the fun for the first pickleball fundraiser.
Something that gets us involved with the community and gets our faces out there as well.
Raising money for their benevolent fund.
We've been raising money for about 20 years.
The nonprofit helping others in a time of need.
We know that anything, no matter how small, will help with covering that for them.
The Billings Fire Department uses these funds to help families who have been displaced from their homes due to fires, emergency medical costs, and many other causes around the Billings community. And Ashley Swassing, a firefighter, knows just how long it can take to get back on one's feet.
We've had a couple calls where we know that it's gonna take some time to recover, and they're gonna have surgeries and learn how to walk again and everything like that.
And this fundraiser proving to be a huge success, raising over $1,000.
It goes back into the community.
The fund enabling firefighters to contribute beyond their everyday duties.
This is something that our department created to be able to give back to the community that we serve.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferry, MTN News.
When the Billings Mustangs take the field, all eyes are on the action. But behind the scenes, one man is racking up just as many steps and possibly more. For more than 3 decades, one man has been the unseen MVP of the ballpark, keeping concessions running and fans fed.
Softly waving in the slight center field breeze on game night, Kurt Perkle has seen it well over 1,000 times. This Billings Mustangs victory flag masking the impression of calm.
Hey, Camille, I need you.
But Perkle's reality sometimes feels more like chaos.
Let's go.
Now, in his 33rd year of managing Mustangs concessions, Perkle knows to expect the unexpected.
I'm headed your way.
As players fist bump in the dugout and pitchers punch out batters, fans are hungry and thirsty and inquisitive.
We got to go out and talk to somebody right now that has a question. So you have a question for Addie?
Yes.
You can order anything off of there, any 5 that you would like.
Overseeing a crew of roughly 60, it's rare to see Perkle in the same spot for much more than 60 seconds.
You never know what's being dealt to you on any given night.
Always looking to hire, he's patient with newbies and leans on his veterans.
They know how to come to work. 3 or 4 window people, a couple cooks, and then a lieutenant back there kind of managing things. This is our Golden Goose, the Stangburger, best hamburger west of the Mississippi.
If you want to keep up, be ready to start early. Perkle says on game days he's often at the park around 7 a.m., rifling through revenue reports, inventory, etc. But his true enjoyment kicks in a couple hours before first pitch, when his crew filters in.
Addie Snow is taking the order, she's cooking the order, she'll bust the order, and then she will wash the dishes at the end of the night.
The longtime teacher estimates he's hired a few thousand past and present students.
You're going to get to tacos right now.
Yes.
Dating all the way back to his duties at Cobb Field.
I taught these girls in the greenhouse at Ben Steele volunteering.
Now in his 70s, Perkle repeats the same sentiment every summer. He'll do it as long as he loves it, as long as he can. He's a busybody who lives for busy.
And you're ordering it? Here it is.
So what happens when the Mustangs are out of town? The ballpark is silent, concessions are locked up, and this fight flag waves all alone. Perkle admits he's far from the beer garden, dealing with his own garden, naturally still managing food.
We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Positively Montana. I'm Hallie Schwinnard, and we'll see you right back here next week.